Hello, welcome. In this video, we will discuss the PIB analysis of 15th February 2021. And the first article is India Maps of for the 21st century. The maps and accurate geospatial data, which is crucial for development of major national infrastructure projects and linkages of the such as linkages of the rivers, industrial corridors, and deploying smart power systems in various fields. It is more important. For example, sharing the military data, all these things are very crucial in the mapping and all geospatial data, all these things. The emerging vibrant technologies like digital India, smart cities, e-commerce, autonomous drones, delivery, logistics, and urban transport, these all require a leap forward in mapping with a greater depth, resolution, and precision. That's why uh, the mapping technology we, has to be in a greater depth and with greater resolution and with greater precision in order to support various vibrant technology schemes like Digital India, Smart Cities Mission for various e-commerce projects, autonomous drones and logistics and urban transport. All these things require this. In every economic endeavor, spanning agriculture or finance or construction, mining, local enterprise, Indian farmers or small businesses, corporations, all these things have a major vast applications are there for the mapping technology. That's why the Honorable Prime Minister observed, however, that the existing regime, which is imposed significant restrictions on the mapping industry, from creation of dissemination of maps requiring Indian companies to seek licenses and follow a cumbersome system for pre-approval and permission to create recent technologies of the mapping. And there will be taking a lot of time for the Prime Minister Modi said that in the present existing design, there are significant restrictions on the mapping industry. One, you have to develop different softwares regarding this mapping industry. Indian companies have required to take licenses and have undergone pre-approvals and permissions. All these things are very hindering the growth of the Indian innovation and mapping technology so far as decades is concerned. To realize India's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, a goal of $5 trillion economy, these regulations that apply to the geospatial data and maps have been radically liberalized. That's why in the towards the stepping of Atmanirbhar Bharat and a goal of $5 trillion achieving economy, the regulations have to be liberalized regarding the geospatial data and maps. That's why the Department of Science and Technology announcing sweeping changes of the Indian mapping policy. The DST has announced sweeping changes to the Indian mapping policy specifically for the Indian companies in order to enhance the Atmanirbhar Bharat, which is readily available globally, does not need to be restricted in India, and therefore geospatial data that used to be restricted will now be freely available in India. What is the geospatial data which is restricted so far is now freely available in India with liberalization. And further, our corporators and innovators no longer subject to restrictions, and they do not require prior approvals before they collect, generate, prepare, disseminate, store, publish, update regarding the digital geospatial data and maps within the territory of India. This is a welcoming step regarding the mapping technology, and our startups and mapping innovators will be trusted, self-certify, apply good judgment, and relied upon demonstrating adherence to the guidelines. In addition to this, measures to promote the development of Indian geospatial innovations has to be taken to develop the latest mapping technologies which are to be proposed within the aim of the Make in India. And all these things are important for this purpose. And apart from this, coming to the liberalization of the geospatial data. Uh, these all the things we already discussed about it. Nothing is left out, I think. Uh, Various sectors has been covered under this mm, geospatial data. For example, farmers, startups, or private sector, public sector, research institutions, all these things. Apart from this, a series of tweets has been made by the Prime Minister. Nothing is important, the reforms. So far taken, the liberalization will unlock the tremendous opportunities for the country's startups, private sector and public sector and research institutions to drive the innovations and build the scalable solutions for the future innovations. It will also generate the employment and accelerate the economic growth for the startups of the India. And Indian farmers will now benefited by leveraging the potential of the geospatial and remote sensing data. That's why with a real-time availability of this geospatial data without any restriction, the farmers are going to be benefited by this scheme. And democratizing this data will enable the rise of the new technologies and platforms, which will drive the efficiencies in the agriculture and allied sectors. And these reforms demonstrate our commitment to the improving the ease of doing business in India by this deregulation or liberalization. This all about the updation or liberalization of the mapping technology of India. Coming to the next thing, that is the uh, a letter of exchange has been signed between Ministry of Ayush Government of India and with the WHO region Southeast Asian Regional Office, that is the WHO SARO, um, between Government of India, Ministry of Ayush and WHO Southeast Asian Office. Signed a letter. For what purpose it is? The deputation of an Ayush expert to the WHO's Regional Traditional Medicine Program in New Delhi. That is the for the development of Regional Traditional Medicine Program in the New Delhi. This agreement has been signed, letter of exchange has been signed. Coming to the article, the initiative has been taken to support the WHO Southeast Asian region in implementing the Regional Traditional Medicine Action Plan. Implementing the Regional Traditional Medicine Action Plan, and with particular emphasis on the safe and effective use of the traditional medicine with service which includes Ayurveda and Indian traditional systems of medicine, and it appropriates integration with the national healthcare system. It efforts will be made to strengthen the capacities of the Southeast Asian countries in the area of the traditional medicine. With this signing of the agreement, the capacity of the Southeast Asian region countries in the traditional medicine will be enhanced, and the uh, this regional or traditional medicine will guard the global significance. And this partnership will be joint effort between the Ministry of Ayush and WHO in helping the countries in the Southeast Asian region for the development of policies to implement action plans to strengthen the role of the traditional medicine. And all these things, uh, what you have to remember is um, letter of exchange signed between the Ministry of Ayush and WHO Southeast Asian Office for the development of the traditional medicine in the Southeast Asia region. And coming to the next article, that is the APEDA, an organization of the Government of India, has upgrades the GrapeNet to ensure the secured, scalable, and cost-effective interface in export value chain. What is this all about? Here, APEDA stands for the Agriculture Products. Agriculture Products Export Development Authority. Agriculture and Processed Food Export Development Authority. It upgrades the GrapeNet. What all this about GrapeNet? GrapeNet, it is an blockchain and cloud migration enabled technology with the system uh, which was adopted by the APEDA. It would ensure a secured and scalable, cost-effective interface for all stakeholders in the export value chain. GrapeNet is a web-based certification and traceability software system for monitoring of the fresh grapes and exported, which are exported from India to the European Union. Generally, exported products of the grapes to the European Union. APEDA can trace details of the consignment rights up to farm plot level. After integration, blockchain GrapeNet will be more secure. After this integration, uh, this is more secure. On the occasion of the APEDA Foundation Day, 13th February 2021, the integration of blockchain and cloud migration has been announced. The APEDA, which is an organization set up by, through the Act of the Parliament in 1985, 13th February. 13th February as the Foundation Day. On this day, the blockchain and cloud migration has been announced. The blockchain will help track all activities and steps involved in grapes life cycle process and right from allocation of the farmers for production of the grapes and to the point of grapes being delivered to the customers. From the starting process, that is the allocation of the farms to the production of the grapes, up to the reaching the delivery to the customers, all these things it will be traced. It will keep a record of all processes involved which can be traced by the customers at the end of the chain to validate the authenticity of the grapes being provided to them. The traceability of the grades can be done at from any level. The chain of the process flow will be retrieved, determine if all the process have been followed or not. This blockchain is shared immutable ledger which facilitate the process of recording transactions and tracking assets in business network. This technology is ideal for delivering that information because it provides immediate, shared, and completely transparent information through this blockchain technology, and it is stored on an immutable ledger uh, that can be accessed by network members. A blockchain network can track test reports, consignments, production, and much more things can be tracked. And because of members with a single view, all these things not important. Let it be. Coming to the APEDA, what all about this APEDA? The Agriculture and for Processed Food Export Development Authority, which was established by the Government of India under the Agriculture and Processed Food Export Development Authority Act, from which act the APEDA was has been introduced, means Agriculture and Processed Food Export Development Authority Act, passed by the Parliament in 1985 December, but it came into existence from 13th February 1986 by a notification by the Government of India. What are the functions under this means? Development of industries relating to the scheduled products for export, their financial assistant, all these things. Registration of persons as exporters of the scheduled products and payment of fees may be prescribed. Fixing of standard and specifications for the scheduled products for the purpose of the exports. Carrying out inspection of meat and meat products of the slaughtering houses and processing plants and storage premises, conveyance, other places where products have to be kept and handled for the purpose of quality products. Improving the package of the scheduled products. In a single sentence has to be said, APEDA controls the scheduled products uh, from the tracking, providing all these things from its basic level to the supply level. All these things will be regularly regulated by this APEDA. What are the scheduled products covered under this means fruits, vegetables, products, meat, and products, poultry products, dairy products, confectionery, biscuit and bakery products, honey, jaggery, sugar products, cocoa and chocolate products, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, cereals and cereal products, groundnuts, peanuts, walnuts, pickles, paddies and chutneys, gaur gum, floriculture and floricultural products, herbal and medicinal plants. All these things are covered in this. And coming to the next article, Telecom Minister Sri Ravishankar Prasad chairs the high-level meeting to make the digital transactions more secure, reliable, and trustworthy. And Minister directs the officials to take strict action to stop the harassment of the telecom subscribers. A web-based or mobile-based application and SMS-based system has to be developed in effective handling of the unsolicited commercial communication, and also regarding the financial frauds being done through the misuse of the telecom resources. A nodal agency called a Digital Intelligence Unit to be set up to coordinate various stakeholders in investigating fraudulent activity involving traditional resources. In this thing, what you have to remember is, except the only one thing you have to remember, that is the Digital Intelligence Unit, which will be set up to monitor the security of the digital transactions of the telecom regulating agencies. All these things, nothing is important from this. And other thing is the initiatives taken by the government of India to increase the productivity of the food crops under the National Food Security Mission to achieve the objective of Har Khet Ko Pani per drop more crop, under which 27,000 sorry 2 lakhs 74,600 pumps has been setting up, and 1 lakh 26,967 sprinklers, and around 460 764 lakh meters of water carrying pipes have been distributed under the this National Food Security Mission from 2014-15 to the 2019-20. Mm, what is all this data all about means, it will help for your mains answer writing when you mention the data of this regarding the any NFSM data, all these things. Nothing is important. That's all for the today's PIB. Just wait. One more article regarding the mm, Minister of the Textiles has said that the government is committed to diversify the use of the, just a minute. The ministry is committed to diversify the use of the jute, which is the primary examples for the promotion of the jute in the geotextiles, specifically in the northeast region. Uh, by this promotion of the jute, um, what will be improved means the jute will be used as a geotextile, which will be used for the making of the roads, all these things, and various industries, various things. By this, the promotion of these local products, the jute, all these things will be improved. That's all for the day. Thank you.